My name is Barry Mason. I'm a fine artist painter based in Mount Vernon, New York.
Is it what you do full time?
Uh, no, full time, I'm a professional photographer, a head photographer at Horseman School. But besides that, like I said, I'm a fine artist painter, and I'm known for my shape canvases that I've been doing for the last 40 plus, 45 plus years.
Were you a creative kid?
Yes, yes, for as long as I can remember, probably from maybe age 5 on up. I can't remember past that. That I've always been creating, whether it be catching my late father sleeping, or drawing something out of a magazine, or putting together, whatever I could find, just creatively.
How did your parents feel about that? Were they excited or did you give them a headache?
I don't think they really understood what I was doing because I grew up in a small town in the country, and they just saw me just playing or drawing. So it wasn't like there was art museums or anything around for as a guide for anyone at that time. I mean, the only artist I knew at that time was Norman Rockwell, Michelangelo, Leonardo. And that was probably based about it as far as my art knowledge.
So did you go to school for this?
Yes, I graduated from Corcoran School of Art in 1982 and then moved to New York there afterwards, where I continued to practice my art. You know, Working first at CBS Television Network, graphic design, and then on from there, freelance photographer and work on my paintings, and then full time now photographer, as well as continue to work and continue to show my art continuously through the New York metropolitan area and beyond.
How many times have you been to the Harlem Fine Art Show?
Oh, I started off with the Harlem Fine Art Show when in the beginning, 17 years ago at the Armory. And then from there, I forgot how many years they were at the Armory, and then moved towards Riverside Church and was there. And then hiatus through a couple few years, of course, because of, conflicts and of, scheduling, things like that for myself. And this is my first time at the Glass House. And so it's amazing being here again and amongst all their artists and people and the energy that's been going on. And just a thrill.
How did you get started creating these pieces that you have with you?
Well, I started, like I said, my shape camps in 1981, my last year at the Corcoran School of Art. And my intention was to create a piece and work in metal at the bottom of a painting that I designed. Only thing, I didn't know how to work in metal because I didn't know how to weld. So I did know how to build from my training through middle school to high school, building things from a pencil holder to an actual wall unit that's in my late parents' house that we have. And so building became second nature to me as far as construction. And so from my very first piece that I created in 1981, for very first shape piece, I've been creating shapes ever since. And they've become more and more elaborate and playing with the positive negative space and just challenging myself with each piece that I create.
Do you seem to sell more at shows or get commission work with these?
It varies from time to time. Sometimes it shows, and then one thing about I find as far as art, at least my art, or what have you, and probably art in general, from speaking with other artists, is that people may see it and they may not buy right then, but they may call you later because they're trying to decide which piece or pieces may look well in their living room. Will it fit over their couch or hallway, things of that nature. So I'll get direct sales, whether it be people coming to my studio or from a show or a fair like this, to people may call me later. I think once the longest one called me was a year later, and luckily I still had that particular painting, but sometimes that's not the case.
And how far do you travel with your art?
For our shows, oh, I mean, the furthest I had to exhibit was Florida twice, although I actually didn't go there for the show, but my works were shipped there. And rest has been mostly in New York tri-state area, has been Washington, D.C. I actually exhibited in the White House during the Carter administration, ceramics. And I have works up in Newport, Rhode Island as well at Atelier Newport. So wherever I can take my work, whether, transporting it or shipping it rather, or physically being there, I'll go.
What's the biggest lesson that you've learned in your art career?
Patience. Patient, you have to be patient, perseverance through, a stack of rejections, probably, 10 feet high to acceptances, but perseverance, patience, thick skin, staying true to who you are. Uh, yeah, I try to stay true to who I am and what I'm trying to create and trying to be as authentic as I can of being me.
So what's going through your head when you're creating these? Do you have a message that you're sending, or do you just experiment?
A little both. Message, experimenting, yes. Uh, I call my works lyrical abstractions because it's a combination of jazz, abstract expressionism, graffiti, uh, even a little bit of classical maybe. But that's, part of, what I feel my style with that. Messages being, I mean, we're all inundated with messages, whether through the news or what have you. And they will time, creep to my paintings as abstract as they are. And so, and I try to stay as positive as possible in my messages.
What do you see for yourself in the next 5 years?
Oh, hopefully exhibiting and showing throughout the world in galleries and various collections in people's homes, offices, or what have you, and just continue to grow as an artist.
And what do you want to leave as your legacy? What do you want to be remembered by?
Oh, that's a loaded question. I stayed true and I did my best and love my family and love of life and love of art. I always tell people if I wasn't an artist, I'd probably been like some big time, whether it be Wall Street bank or something, so I could have a huge museum and just collect art all over, where I would have tens of thousands of works of art. So I just love art. I love creating.
Do you have a collection?
Not really, because I'm just busy collecting my own work that I'm constantly painting. I mean, do some time from time to time buy other artworks, but mainly it's, concentrate on just creating and uh, putting my works out. You know, doesn't leave a whole lot of time for, everything else.
This is brought to you by Kansas City Business Association, working to improve our community.